Now, hundreds took to the streets as violent clashes broke out between protesters and security forces in the West African nation of Togo. The skirmishes have come amidst a rising dissent by citizens against President Faure Gnassingbé's recent amendments to the constitution that would keep him in power indefinitely. Now, plumes of black smoke could be seen billowing above the streets of the country's capital, Lomé, as angry protesters burnt tires and furniture used for makeshift barricades. Shops and businesses also remained shut as the protesters blocked the main roads in the capital city. Now, the capital came under heavy police protection as angry protesters hurled projectiles at law enforcement officers. Further, people also called for the president to step down immediately.
All we want is for Faure Gnassingbé to step down. We'll keep protesting even after the 3 days until he finally leaves power.
The protests have been called by a coalition of political groups called Hands Off My Constitution that has called for unprecedented peaceful demonstrations and the release of political prisoners, following the government's crackdown on protests earlier in the month. Now, Faure Gnassingbé has ruled the West African nation since 2005 following the death of his father, Gnassingbé Ayadima, in the month of May this year. Gnassingbé was sworn in as the President of the Council of Ministers, making him eligible to be re-elected by the Parliament indefinitely, with no official term limit. The opposition parties have called the latest decision as a constitutional coup. And our correspondent Louisa Olani has sent us this report from Lagos in Nigeria. Listen in.
Clashes erupted Thursday between protesters and security forces in Togo. Like their counterparts in Kenya, hundreds of Togolese took to the streets demanding the resignation of President Faure Gnassingbé, whose family has ruled for nearly 6 decades. The protests, sparked by controversial constitutional changes that could extend Gnassingbé's group on power, saw demonstrators burning tires and setting up barricades. Police responded with tear gas, arresting many people in the opposition stronghold of Bay. Civil society groups and social media influencers had called for a 3-day protest from 26 to 28 June, highlighting various demands that must be met. Despite intimidation by militiamen and soldiers, the mobilization continues in Lomé. With tensions rising and more protests planned, Togo's political future hangs in the balance. From Lagos, Nigeria, Louisa Olani, WION World is One.